Hi, my name is Juliana, and today I'm going to be talking to you about attractiveness bias in the hiring process. So, what is attractiveness bias? Attractiveness bias is one of many heuristics or shortcuts that help our brains solve problems quickly. However, even though they're efficient, they often come at the cost of correctness. Attractiveness bias is the tendency to view attractive people as more confident, intelligent, moral, sociable, etc., than unattractive people. Attractive people also receive more positive attention and more feedback than their unattractive counterparts. Whether it's actually helpful or not probably depends on who you ask. To a person unconsciously or consciously using attractiveness bias, it's a way to easily funnel a lot of information through one factor, whether a face or body is attractive or not. However, those who may not have been blessed with good genes may end up with the short end of the stick, through no fault of their own. This is unfair, especially in contexts like job opportunities, where you want the playing field to be as level as possible. As a hiring manager, it is your responsibility to choose the best candidate for the job. Because attractiveness bias is a shortcut, you may be overlooking vital information in order to make your job easier, which isn't fair to your candidates or your company. This bias in the hiring process will affect every hiring manager in a different way, based on their own gender and perceived attractiveness, as well as outside factors like varying attractiveness in a pool of applicants. In a 2010 study, researchers found that opposite-sex candidates who were rated as attractive were more likely to be positively evaluated, while same-sex candidates who were rated as attractive will be more likely to be negatively evaluated. However, participants were also evaluated on their own attractiveness. Only those who were rated to be moderately attractive or less showed attractiveness bias in their decisions. This raises the idea that self-esteem may play a role in how we view others. Another study done in 2019 studies the beauty is beastly effect, where being more attractive can actually harm a person's chance of getting hired. The study put either an attractive or unattractive decoy in a pool with an attractive and unattractive candidate who was more qualified than the attractive candidate. They found that when the decoy was unattractive, the unattractive candidate was rated higher. However, when the decoy was attractive, the ratings between the attractive and unattractive candidates remained the same. What does this tell us about how we view others? How we view others can be influenced by those around them. In the unattractive decoy condition, being unattractive is the norm. Therefore, the attractive candidate seems to the employer to be putting too much effort into her appearance. However, in the attractive decoy condition, attractiveness is the norm. This is why the two candidates receive similar ratings. While the unattractive candidate is more qualified, the attractive candidate receives a boost in her rating due to her beauty. There's no doubt that presentation matters. As an employer, you don't want an unkempt, unhygienic employee. However, attractiveness is open to interpretation, and biases of race, gender, and more may inhibit your critical thinking skills in the hiring process. It's important to combat attractiveness bias so that candidates are evaluated fairly based on their skills, experience, and expertise, not how they look. Otherwise, you run the risk of hiring the wrong candidate for your company because of your bias. So, what can we do to help get rid of attractiveness bias in hiring decisions? There are many steps we can take throughout the process to make sure that our personal biases don't get in the way of strong, critical decision-making. One simple step you can take is to conduct a phone interview. This way, you'll have no idea what your candidate looks like, and you have to make all of your decisions based on their resume and the information they give you over the phone. Another way is to get the opinions of those around you. While it is your executive decision who to hire, consult with other managers about your potential candidates to see what they may think about who would fit well in your company. Finally, do your best to view candidates holistically. Would you hire them based on their resume alone? Put an effort to find your own biases and what you find attractive, so that you can ignore them when you're viewing candidates. Everyone has attractiveness bias and has different opinions on what makes someone attractive or unattractive. However, as a hiring manager, it is even more important for that bias not to get in the way of crucial decisions. Identifying and getting rid of our own attractiveness bias is one of the first steps you can take as a hiring manager to make sure that you're hiring the right candidates and making the right choices for you, them, and your company. Thank you for listening to this presentation, and I hope it encourages you to think critically about your own bias in the hiring decisions.